Kendrick Lamar and the creators of South Park are about to release the most unhinged movie we've seen in a long time.
We're doing a movie with Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free and their company.
What is the comedy? What's the genre?
I would say comedy.
Comedy.
Yes.
Very funny.
Whitney Springs is a dark comedy from PG Lang and the creators of South Park, starring none other than Kendrick Lamar.
He picked a pretty tough character to play for his first character.
Well, he's a genius. He's his own kind of impressive creative force, and he's the real deal for sure.
The film follows a black man who works at a slavery museum and has grown increasingly frustrated with his job, and things only get stranger from there. What's interesting is the story entitled Whitney Springs is inspired by a real place, the Whitney Plantation in Louisiana, which today is a museum dedicated to the history of slavery in America.
Well, about an hour's drive from New Orleans along the Mississippi River sits the Civil War-era sugarcane plantation. The Whitney Plantation looms as a stark reminder that our nation was built on the backs of slaves.
Tourists peer into cages where slaves were beaten. Statues of black children stare back at them.
The title has been public for years, yet nobody seems to have made this connection. Kendrick's character is hired by the museum to reenact the act of being a slave. Things take an even more uncomfortable turn when he discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. And as if this premise wasn't already wild enough, this movie is also a musical. Huh? The more you look into Whitney Springs, the stranger it gets. The years it's taken to make, all the delays and the back and forth with the studio, and almost nobody has taken the time to break down what this movie actually is. Until now. I spoke to someone who was on set when this was being shot, and they told me this movie was going to piss off a lot of people. In fact, these guys are going out their way to ruffle a lot of feathers. But most importantly, their goal was to make a movie that didn't exist until now. They have even developed new technology to help them achieve this. This is Whitney Springs.
PG Lang.
In 2022, PG Lang announced they were teaming up with Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park. It sounded like one of the strangest collaborations imaginable.
Hi, I'm Trey Parker. And I'm Matt Stone. And this here's Old Scratch. Say hi, old fella. We do a show called South Park.
But once you understand who Matt and Trey are and the kinds of stories they've spent their lives telling, the partnership starts to make a lot more sense. What makes Matt Stone and Trey Parker so unique is their complete lack of fear when it comes to their art.
From the time we were just starting, when it was like, hey, you can't do this, this is gonna screw up your career, we'd be like, okay. And we'd be like, well, okay, we're gonna do that anyway. When you're doing this kind of stuff, you have to be fearless. We're not gonna be afraid of anyone.
Their mindset is very similar to PG Lang, which is to make things that always push the envelope. Projects that go against the grain.
A lot of the stuff, the subject matter we've tackled, the way we found ourselves there is simply by trying to do something that no one else has touched. And so we're like, well, there's a reason why people haven't touched that. And we're like, oh, really? Because we want to go do jokes that other people haven't done,
Are there lines that you won't cross?
No. We haven't found one yet.
They've spent 30 years making fun of everyone and everything.
Yeah, I like fish sticks. You like to put fish dicks in your mouth. Yeah, you're a gay fish. All right, that does it. I'm gonna kick your mother ass.
Choke a South Park writer with a fish stick.
Politicians, celebrities, and corporations, and even religions.
South Park's spoof of the Prophet Muhammad is drawing death threats.
Nobody is off limits, and especially not their peers in Hollywood.
Mr. Cruz, you can't just stay in the closet, all right? You need to come out. What's going on? Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
Do you set out to piss people off?
Never. We just know we're going to.
Deliberate or not, Trey Parker and Matt Stone have made a career and a fortune taking people down.
What I like about them is behind their jokes, they're always trying to say something meaningful. Like the South Park episode about the NCAA and its legalized slavery with college students.
You know what's getting a lot of traction in the last like maybe 6 months? How f***ed up the NCAA is and how f***ed up it is that players don't get paid in front of like 20 million people and they can't afford to fly their mom to the game.
You have some mighty strong-looking workers here, sir. I'd be willing to offer you $40 for 2 of the white ones and $50 for the blacks.
Are you referring to our student athletes?
Student athletes. Oh, that is brilliant, sir.
Their first full-length project was an X-rated puppet movie called Team America.
Jesus, this is a nice limo.
Yes, it is. Now suck my cock.
Underneath the crazy jokes, they addressed America's war on terrorists post 9/11. This movie pokes fun at America's ignorance towards other countries in so many different ways. Like how different countries are subtly portrayed with lazy stereotypes.
Buckle up!
Muhammad Jihad Allah, Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad!
Bak, Dirk Allah, Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa Sherpa, Bakala.
And once again, they set their sights on some of the biggest names in Hollywood and made sure to clown as many of them as possible.
When Team America came out, I saw it like 5 or 6 times. That's a movie that nobody in Hollywood wanted to be referenced in. Because they skewered everybody.
This kind of deeper meaning type storytelling falls right in line with how Kendrick likes to create his work. He likes to leave all sorts of details for people to catch on to later. It has to be something you're going to live with for a long time.
I like to put a lot of different things and you know, word plays and messages in my music because I want it to live further than 2 weeks. We take it, we listen to it, and we move on, but I want it to live for the next 20 years. So you have to listen to it over and over and over again, you know, to fully understand.
The beauty about Matt and Trey's work is they make what they genuinely enjoy, and somehow it turns into a hit every time. Naturally, because of the nature of their show South Park, they constantly clash with the studio about what they weren't allowed to do or say. If they were told they couldn't do something, then they'd change it into something much worse.
The roughest days, I mean, Paramount, it was just, you know, there's just a lot of miscommunication and a lot of things like that they just assumed that we would be okay with, and then we'd be like, no, we're not doing that.
It was really, they really had an attitude of like, we know how to do South Park, not you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you know, so.
what? And so they got really f***ing angry, right? And threatened to sue us and everything.
They're infamous for their letters to the studio, which basically are always telling them if they stop interfering, they'll make them all the money in the world.
We have figured out a way to make this video work. It's our formula for success. Cooperation plus you doing nothing equals success.
After the success of South Park, they did their puppet movie Team America. Then they created a Broadway musical called The Book of Mormon, which became a crazy hit and has grossed over $1 billion worldwide, making it one of the most successful Broadway shows in history.
This has been the scene outside the Eugene O'Neill Theater since March, as people line up for The Book of Mormon. It has already grossed $32 million, is sold out for the next 5 months, and probably will be for years to come.
Most recently, they signed a 5-year $1 billion deal for South Park with Paramount Studios, the people that are also behind this movie.
You are the 2 wealthiest comedians in the world.
That's not true. Trump is a comedian.
Well, yeah.
And he's definitely richer.
He might be richer.
Because they have all this leverage at Paramount, this group is able to do things which normally would never fly. Paramount isn't in the business of making original movies currently, especially a crazy movie about slavery that doesn't have a big movie star to put people in seats. This is the kind of movie they would send straight to streaming services. In fact, they try to stop it from going to theaters like they've done with their other movies recently, but Matt and Trey were not going for that. The latest update we got for the movie was Paramount now has to put it in theaters, and they will do so with closed eyes and gritted teeth. This film makes them nervous. They're most probably doubting it'll do well at the box office, but they literally have no choice.
A couple of the movie projects we're working on, they have to be shown in the theater and they have to be premiered there because they have to be seen in a collective experience. It is the best way to see it. But what I'm saying is like, it's a way you can't lie, right? People are going to show up to the theater. And that's one of the ways that theater is a much more honest thing than streaming. I really, really don't believe anything I hear about what's a hit on streaming at all. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, almost conspiratorial. Like, I just don't believe it at all. Netflix has a $70 million movie on every week, and then you hear about it, it's gone in 3 days.
Right.
Like, screw that. Like, that sounds terrible. Like, I don't know. And I'm not talking about money. I'm just talking about, like, that just sounds terrible, you know? Right. That's just like a terrible fate for something that you care about.
They wouldn't be able to do all of this without these two being a part of it. So you see how this is a perfect partnership for Kendrick and Dave. It means they can create exactly what they want without their creativity being stifled. A rapper that has never been in a movie and only has 1 TV appearance under his belt. There's no way any studio would have greenlit this project without the names that are behind it. But can Kendrick Lamar take on this role and actually do it justice?
Oh, that's easy, Carl. I can do that.
In 2018, Kendrick made his TV debut on an episode of Power.
My nigga.
He had people very impressed by his performance, even though it was short.
You recently had Kendrick Lamar guest star on Power.
He picked a pretty tough character to play for his first character.
What makes him special?
Well, I think that he's willing to challenge himself.
Do you expect to see more of Kendrick on?
Oh, absolutely.
And he just did a little thing on Power.
I read about that. It said he was really great.
He was
on
really,
it.
really
Well, he's
good.
unbelievably talented. The guy is
talented.
After watching him on his episode of Power, I am an even more mega fan. So remember I told you, he's gonna be like the next Will Smith, kind of like, he's amazing in every way.
When speaking about this appearance, he was adamant about challenging himself, not just doing a cool cameo that doesn't require much like how artists usually do it.
I got a call from 50 and he said you wanted to be on the show. And I said, well, what do you want to play?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said to me?
Drug abuser, laces, a hothead. He's just a character that I know. I don't want to be something that people will predict or know. I want to be something out of the ordinary. That's what gives me the drive and it gives me the hunger, just challenging and curiosity of wondering, damn, can I really kill this? You know, this is far beyond me, or can I really connect to this, you know, character emotionally?
Film has always been embedded in his language. Good Kid, Mad City was labeled a short film on the cover. The video for These Walls was a black comedy and it unfolds like a sketch. He has always been pulling from cinema, which is something he has always had a great passion for. In 2015, Don Cheadle, the actor, tried to cast Kendrick in his Miles Davis film. He wanted him to play a character that ended up getting portrayed by Lakeith Stanfield.
I had wanted him, and he was someone that I had thought about casting in my movie that I did, Miles Ahead, and have him play the role of Junior. And we talked about it for a long time, and he said, I don't think I'm ready to do that.
To him, it wasn't some sort of vanity metric to say he was in a movie. If he's going to do it, he's going to do it right. Though Don Cheadle couldn't get him in the movie, he was still able to perform alongside Kendrick in the DNA video.
And, you know, to talk about acting, like when we shot that video, Kendrick was so, like, with it. You know what I mean? He was so, like, between takes, you know, in our part of the video, he's handcuffed to the table and he's, you know, doing his whole stuff in cuffs, and we cut and they would go to take the handcuffs off and he'd be like, no.
In character.
He's in character. He stayed in them the whole video. I was like, does he know that he doesn't believe he's on when the camera's off? He's like, no, he's dead, like really committed. And
for years, he was preparing, learning from the greats like Don Cheadle, aka the original Kung Fu Kenny. He wanted to know how stories were structured, how characters were written, and how great films actually worked.
He had called me up one day and he's like, what are you doing? And I kind of took a screenshot of when I was writing the movie, and I had all these 3x5 cards laid out on the counter, and he's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to figure out what scenes go where and how to organize that. He's like, why would you do that? And we were on the phone for an hour with him just so curious and so inquisitive about the writing process and how it works and how do you prepare this and why would you move that scene there? I was like, wow, this dude's just a curious, he's just a very curious dude. I did Kendrick a lot.
In this interview, you can see Don was about to say Kendrick really wants to make movies, and then he quickly stops himself.
It was great, and he really wants to, and he just did a little thing on Power.
Action.
Many of the people around him speak about his approach to discipline and preparation. He's always prepared, like DJ Head says, and he won't be any different for this endeavor.
Dot is in shape year-round. He's one of the most prepared individuals I know.
He knew he wasn't ready 10 years ago, and he took all this time to prepare and to learn from the greats. The same way Will Smith called onto him for advice about his music, I'm pretty sure Kendrick has called onto him and others while preparing for this project.
I called Kendrick and Jay-Z before I started writing. Kendrick was like, you have to say that thing that you've always been terrified to say.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but for the last 5 to 7 years, Kendrick has surrounded himself with more actors, filmmakers, and people in Hollywood. Looking back now, that probably should have been the first sign that he was serious about becoming an actor. And honestly, once you start looking back at his work over the last few years, the signs are everywhere. Almost everything he's done since Mr. Morale has had some kind of actor involved, or it's had some sort of cinematic influence. It really feels like him and Dave were quietly sharpening their storytelling abilities before taking on something this massive.
What did you say to the lady in the parking structure?
You took my damn parking spot.
I told her I didn't take your damn parking spot.
And how did that make you feel, reacting that way?
I felt decent.
How come?
Because I did take her parking spot.
You play the therapist there,
yes.
and it's really good. He's so
well,
great.
He's a genius. He's his own kind of incredibly, impressive creative force, and he's the real deal for sure. He asked me to participate, and of course, he's the kind of artist that I particularly love, you know, that sort of very uncompromising, very serious artist.
Mr. Morale, this is Helen Mirren, and I'll be guiding you through this performance. You've been in your comfort zone for over 1,855 days. You had to get out eventually.
He had Tessa Thompson interview him during the screenings for We Cried Together. In this interview, he revealed he wanted to capture the writing and the cinematography first. In fact, he hadn't even planned to put it on the album.
I swear I'm tired of these emotional ass, ungrateful ass
Get
bitches,
the fuck out.
unstable ass, confrontational ass, dumb bitches, want to bring a nigga down even when I'm trying to do right. We can go our separate ways right now. You can move on with your life.
They actually held limited theatrical screenings specifically to qualify for the Oscars. We also have to look at the team he's built around him.
I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win.
Adam Newport-Berra is one of the elite cinematographers working today. He's the person responsible for the visual language of The Bear, Euphoria, and The Studio, amongst many other shows. He's been working with Kendrick and Dave since 2020, across music videos, and now this movie.
They came to me with a really specific vision for what they wanted to do, and I kind of just felt like I got it right away. Kendrick and Dave always want to push it and change and shape shift, and that's part of Kendrick's work, is always evolving and changing. But that's what's incredible about him, is that no matter what he does, it still could only be him behind it.
Jake Schreier, who directed Marvel's Thunderbolts, has spoken about going with PG Lang to IMAX to study filmmaking.
You know, something that happened during the pandemic was I was shooting these music videos, and they were these like long Warner videos. I did one for Baby Keem and did one for Kendrick, and you know, we had this time on our hands, and we went with those guys at PG Lang down to IMAX headquarters because we all got to watch Tenet there together. And then we actually got to have this great experience of like those music videos and the way they were filmed, and they're all in a Warner and these really spacious environments. Like we made IMAX versions of those videos and got to watch them, and those are in the full 4:3 aspect ratio.
An important thing to note is this isn't just any comedy. This is a Matt Stone and Trey Parker comedy. That's a very specific type of humor, and naturally people are wondering whether Kendrick can actually pull this off as a lead actor. But interestingly enough, people around him have been hinting for years that he's secretly hilarious in real life.
I think we take him too seriously as an audience.
Nah, for sure. If you isolated him in a room with two comedians, I think he'd be the funniest person.
And he's a funny dude. If you know him in person, he's a very funny guy.
I don't think anyone would think that, because all of us on the outside have no idea. It seems very
silly as they're all silly.
He's actually hilarious.
In real life.
I heard he's a funny guy.
He's hilarious.
Like, that is some shit. I mean, he gonna clown you all day. I didn't have to stop this nigga from fighting on tour buses. This nigga is funny. He got 1,000 jokes.
For me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality. They know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first.
We've seen little glimpses of it over the years, like when he prank called J-Rock on the radio.
106, who's this?
Hello, J-Rock?
Yeah, this J-Rock, what it do?
I love the album you've been putting out.
Man, I appreciate that, baby.
Oh, you know I like him. You know I like him tall, dark, and handsome now.
Oh, you like him tall, dark, and handsome?
I love him. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get the album real quick, because every time I bump the album, I love
it. Stuff like that reminds you Kendrick actually has a weird, goofy side that he usually keeps hidden from the public. Even his childhood friend Mac has talked about this before.
That for some reason it just kind of got reduced down to this.
Yeah.
People think he is.
Yeah. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, he's fucking funny.
Stupid.
He's an ignorant motherfucker. So it's like,
it's like when I be saying all that militant shit, I be like, man, this nigga bullshit.
Yeah.
Like when I see that thug, like, cause I know he a bullshit nigga.
No, this nigga is a motherfucking riot.
For real though.
Like non-stop.
This role gives him an opportunity to flex an entirely different creative muscle. The thing that made me sit up straight when I first started digging into this project wasn't Kendrick. It wasn't Trey Parker or Matt Stone. It was when I found out the screenplay was written by a man named Vernon Chatman.
Who the fuck are you?
Vernon is a very special, peculiar character. He writes for South Park and Jackass. He's worked closely with Chris Rock and Louis C.K., someone who's widely considered one of the greatest stand-up comedians to ever do it.
I get a lot of press for doing everything by myself, but I really don't.
I just take all the money and the credit. This is Vernon Chatman. Really, really important.
He has created a bunch of shows for Adult Swim that are unlike anything else on TV. The one that really shows you who Vernon is, and my personal favorite out of everything he's ever done, is Xavier Renegade Angel.
I'm putting you out to work the field.
Whippity whippity whoa. And what do you call these wind monkeys? Wiggables?
Wiggers. Well, I caught this wigger staring saucy at my mistress.
You've totally broken wind.
Xavier is a surrealist dark comedy about a man who wanders through the world trying to solve everyone's problems, but he always ends up making everything worse everywhere he goes.
Is that for her ass in you? Or would you prefer her ass in you? I'm her protectorate. She owes her life to me, and now I'm her soul slave. That's good. Let me write that down. Write that down.
There's no real coherent plot, there's no clear story arc. It's just wild, out-of-pocket absurdity.
Welcome to the U.S. Army. How can I help you?
I need some of that disease you guys invented.
Crack?
The other one.
AIDS.
That's the spice.
Here. Someone left this in the lost and found.
Frittata.
But underneath all that chaos, Xavier is actually a show about philosophy and spirituality. Vernon has said he made it as a warning about the dangers of getting too deep into spirituality. But the first few times you watch it, you don't get any of that. You're just sitting there, confused.
We've just been a little depressed since he died. A dead child is like pudding. The proof is in the fact that he probably looked like pudding when he got hit by that car. And I think it's time you be putting his chocolate memory to rest.
Most recently, he made a stop animation show called The Shivering Truth, which somehow is even weirder than Xavier. His partner on the show described his work like this. Vernon writes the best surrealist and most hilarious material. You laugh when you're scared. It's unsettling and psychedelic simultaneously.
So he writes these crazy things and I read them like he just gave me the biggest cake to eat. I love scripts that make my mind expand and make me feel a little crazy. That's the kind of writer Vernon is, and it's my favorite kind of writer.
So when I found out that this very strange but deeply gifted man, wrote the screenplay for a movie starring Kendrick Lamar, and it's directed by Trey Parker, that's when I knew this is not going to be a normal movie. That much is guaranteed. Now we can get into the specifics of the movie. It's an ensemble comedy with Kendrick acting as a slave reenactor, which is the main character. His love interest is acted out by Chloe East, who killed it in that movie Heretic. Trey Parker is directing the movie, and he also acts as the mayor of the town. Another person that is rumored to be in the movie is Mark from RDC, which isn't far-fetched because of his relationship with Kendrick.
Kendrick had followed me on Twitter, and then we was talking on messages, and he was like, "Hey man, let me get your number. I want to give you a video idea real fast. Me and my homies think it'd be funny." And I was like, "I bet." He said, "I'm gonna FaceTime you one day this week."
One of the people I spoke to who was on set told me Trey Parker was having a blast while he was directing, and they were all laughing their asses off. They reassured me again that there will be a lot of people angry at this movie. They also explained one of the scenes they were in, what was happening, and exactly what they were doing. But of course I can't say because that'll be snitching on the person. But let me be the one to tell you, this movie is wild. Whatever you think wild is, think wilder. Another person said that whilst the movie was very funny, they were not sure that the story and the jokes would do well for a whole movie. They said that at times it felt very much like the skits on SNL. Maybe that's the reason the movie was delayed twice and did not get released when it was supposed to. At first they blamed the delay on Kendrick going on tour and not having enough time to do press and promote the movie. But the truth is, he and Dave decided a lot of the movie had to be reshot and rewritten. They felt what they were seeing during the editing process wasn't good enough.
No, nigga. No. No. No!
After they announced that the movie was being delayed again, word from an insider was that the script had changed significantly. The film that exists now is substantially different from the film they started making. Now this could be either a great thing or a very bad thing. There are plenty of productions that fell apart in the last minute changes, and projects that lost their original vision in the chaos of rewrites. But then there's also instances like the movie Hangover, which went through a complete last minute rewrite. They didn't have a lot of time to do it, and it still became one of the defining comedies of its generation. Significant changes don't automatically mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means the people in charge of the project care enough about it to want to make something better.
Me and Dave, we sit in the trenches all day ever since High Power video. 16 motherfucking hours. I don't give a fuck how much budget we got. $1,000, $1,500. We gonna edit that bitch to death.
Kendrick definitely challenged us. Like, it was one of those moments where it's like, you come to him with an idea, and we're like, this is what we can do this, and he's like, we can save money if we do this, and he's like, nah, you know.
We always have a certain template to follow, and that's to die by it, double down on the idea, and die by it. It's the idea, and we don't give a fuck if that shit, we gotta have the imperfections to get to it. It'll never be perfect.
I think him just really pushing the envelope on us and making sure that we understood, like, you know, this is not something that we can just redo. You know, I think that was a really important element.
You can bet they came to a few clashes with the studio over putting more money into reshooting a lot of this movie again. I think also the story is something they need to get right. At the end of the day, it is about the black experience, and it needs to be told properly. This could be another reason Trey and them teamed up with PG Lang. This is a topic Kendrick has addressed before, and they need somebody who understands it, but most importantly, someone who is able to execute on it. Just because of the outline of the story, a lot of people are going to be looking at it sideways, so it has to be done properly. Most importantly, storytelling is a big part of what Kendrick and Dave do. It can't just be a funny comedy movie. They want to say something meaningful the way they always do, especially with the specific topic of slavery and the history of America. They also don't want to make a movie that will come and go. They are aiming to make something that people will go back to years later, something that has a lot of impact.
Shout out to PG Lang. Make some noise with PG Lang. That's my team, man. It's 30 incredible individuals. We are doing something that will long live the culture. You know, from a music standpoint, from a creative standpoint, fashion, film. I can't wait to see what happens next. I know what's gonna happen next.
Dave Free has spoken about this in his latest interview. The idea that storytelling has to help people, it has to change something, it has to latch onto someone. They named their new company Project 3 because of the 3 pillars of storytelling: the beginning, middle, and end. They're not just making a funny movie, they're making a comedy that also focuses on race and social commentary. The question is whether they can land all of that at once. Whether funny and heavy and weird and still meaningful can coexist within a film. This makes everything so much harder, and is possibly the reason it's taken so long to complete.
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creative individuals. I can't sit here and say it's all me, because these are people that are just as passionate and want to see us win, but also want to put out something that lives a long, long time. And with Dave's creative mind, it's just, he's insane, man. That dude is like Basquiat in so many different fashions.
This movie seems to be a really tough challenge, but as we've seen with these guys, they love to challenge themselves and rise to the occasion. There's a good chance it doesn't turn out good, but if anybody can do it, it's this group of creatives. The trailer will be out in the next few months, and when it does, I think only then will people understand what this movie will be and why it took so long.